Hey y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all get in here while I'm gonna put my music on so I can get some music going. This is really quiet. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing okay. I know there's a lot going on in the world today, which I'm gonna talk about so we can kind of get on the same page. Hello. Hello. Hey guys. Hey, hello, Germ C3002. Hey, Ken. Hey, Lori. Hello, Patrick. Oh, good. I love seeing the comments. Like whenever there's no comments, I feel like I'm like, okay, what am I? I'm like, I feel like I'm just sitting here by myself. But like when I see the comments, it makes me happy because I get to see y'all's energy and I get to feel it. So that makes me happy. Um, Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So I want to talk a few moments before we start, and y'all can start putting your questions. Y'all don't have to wait for me to get. Y'all don't have to wait for me to start. Y'all can just go ahead and start putting your. Oh, my hair. What's going on with my hair here? So y'all don't have to. Y'all don't have to wait for me. Y'all can go ahead and start putting your comments or questions in the comment section below. So I uploaded a video. The night before last. It was not last night, but the night before last. And I've been basically talking about what's going on in the world right now. And we've got a bunch of stuff happening. We've got protests happening. We've got violence. We've got destruction. We've got, the National Guard being brought into the scene. We've got a lot of different stuff going on. But I made a video and I actually put the video on my YouTube channel. So it's available for y'all to watch. I would suggest y'all watch it just because I think it will help you understand what I was seeing last year. So last year I had this dream, and in the dream I saw very specific things about essentially what is happening right now. And back then, I didn't know what I was seeing because there was nothing going on that even closely resembled that. And so I didn't know where that was going or what that was about. So I shared it on Facebook and I also shared it on Instagram. And I just left it there. Like that's it. I just left it there. So then fast forward, I just thought maybe it was just a random dream, and I totally forgot about it. And then I started seeing stuff happening in the world today, in the news and like politics and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And it looks like that some of what I was seeing last year is starting to happen or starting to come true. So you guys can watch the video for yourselves and y'all can decide like what's going on there. But I'm still worried because even though I think my friend thought that my dream was done, like it already happened, and because all the pieces or elements had looked like they had played out. But I was telling her, I was like, no, I think that this is going to continue on, and I think that borderline. Hold on, lower the settings, Madonna. I think this is going to continue. So whatever we're seeing as far as like violence and protests and whatever, I think we're going to see several, like this is going to be like a rolling series of protests where it may be in different places at different times, but I do think that there may be more than one instance or more than one event happening, especially in places like DC or in front of the White House or in like really public places that are well established, or government buildings or public places like this. So there's going to be like these rolling events, and there's going to be more than one type of thing going on. But I'm kind of worried because I feel like there's going to be maybe some clashes that are going to start to happen, and we may even start to see a lot more violence and a lot more like shooting and all that other stuff. So I'm a little worried about that. Y'all can check out my video because I go into it in detail, but I just wanted to let y'all know I still think there's more to come. I don't think that's it. I don't think that everything that's played out yet from what I saw. But that's what I wanted to share with y'all. Now, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say about this. I was going to address other things, but I'm going to actually make a video later tonight about that, okay? All right, guys. So go ahead and just like, if you want to connect with someone who's passed, just let me know who you want to connect with, and I will try to connect you with that specific person or try to bring through a message of love and healing. If you want to ask me a question about your life, be specific because I can't read your mind. So I need to know what you're specifically wanting to know about, and I can tap in and try to give you something really specific. So if you want to know about your health, you need to be specific. Like, what about your health are you asking about? If you want to know about your finances, what specifically financially you're wanting to know about? If you're wanting to know about a relationship, what specifically relationship-wise you want to know about? If you want to ask about, career, what specifically career-wise you want to know about, okay? You can also ask spiritual questions as well. They don't all have to be psychic questions or connection with spirit. You can also ask spiritual-based questions about, love, philosophy, etc. So, all right, so I'm going to bounce around here. I'm not going in any particular order. As always, my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts, so whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but you should always seek legal medical advice or treatment with a qualified licensed professional. All right, let's go around here. Chelly 920. Hi Ferny, do you see any job offers next week? I don't see anything next week per se, but I think I might be seeing something the following week. So maybe not next week, but the following week, because I keep feeling like the Thursday of the following week, not next Thursday, but the week after that Thursday, I feel like you're going to be really busy, and I feel like you're either filling out paperwork or documents and stuff like that has to do with work or career. So I'm going to assume that maybe you're being onboarded or you're filling out the documentation that is necessary then, okay? Ken has a question. Hi, Ferny. Will I have kids? If so, when? Yeah, I would give it a couple of years though. So it may not be right away, or it may not be really quickly. It may take a couple of years before this comes about, but I do see kids. Okay. I actually keep seeing 3, so you might end up with 3 when you're said and done. Benita Bala. Hi, is Christopher finding out about me through someone at my work? Thank you as always. Yeah, I actually think there are 2 people at your job who are probably sharing or being messy and communicating stuff. So I think there are actually 2 people that might be sharing details or whatever. Both one male and one female. Paula Olivera. I guess it's Olivera. That I messes with me. So, hi Ferny, could you please tell me when my division of assets will be finalized? Will I have to go to court? Will I be happy with the outcome? Thank you for your help. I think you might be done with that by September. I also think that you might have an initial agreement or an initial idea of what this is going to look like, and then you might get comfortable with that, and then they may change it up on you, and then at that point the change up is where you might not be that satisfied with the division of assets, but I do think that you'll come away with something. I just don't think that it's going to be as much as what you will initially believe from the first initial understanding or idea around what that's going to be like, because there's a second change, or there's a change, and then that's the second thing. That's what I think you'll end up with. So whatever originally or first you're told, I would just not get too comfortable, because I feel like it's going to be maybe less than that, and then you may find yourself not as happy or a little bit disappointed. But I still think you'll come away with something. So I don't think you're gonna be completely screwed over. Okay. Monica D. Hi, I was waiting from your last 2 lives to get answer. Please, can you tell me when will my husband contact me or reconcile with me? I feel like your husband, so the thing about it is, when I tune into your husband, Monica, I feel my brain is off, or I feel my head is off. I don't know if he's going through a lot emotionally or mentally, or he's not in a good state of mind. I also feel like I'm leaning on other people. So what I would say is, I think that he may not pop back into the picture right away. When I ask, when do I see more interaction or whatnot, I feel like December is going to be significant. So I would say that this December, the holiday season, there may be communication. I'm not going to say that there's reconciliation, because I'm not feeling strongly about reconciliation. Even if there's a conversation around that, or you might even think that may be possible, I wouldn't count on it, because I feel like there may be this wishy-washy or flippity-floppity thing, but I'm not feeling reconciliation, but I am feeling communication. So, and I always tell people, you can always change the future, right? So what I would suggest you do is you be prepared, and then maybe you need to address certain things in a certain way that could potentially shift the course of that. But I think it has more to do with freedoms and how, I feel like he's just mentally checked out. So I think that that's more or less the vibe that I'm getting there, but you might have to work on that. But you may not get that chance until into December, okay? Nikki S. Where and when my son will meet his future wife. Also, my daughter too. Thank you. Your son will meet his wife or his future wife at some sort of a training course or a training academy or training course or something like that he may have to do for work or for his career. So I think he'll meet somebody there, and I want to put that within a 3.5 year time frame. So I think it might be later than 2 years, but before 3.5 years. Okay. The daughter, I think, also my daughter too as well. Your daughter will be getting married in in 2 years. She might actually meet somebody later this year, or someone who may pop back into her life later this year. And I think that's going to be the person that she ends up like settling on or kind of working things out with. Texas Beauty. Hi, Ferny. What is the name of the guy I will be in a relationship with? His name is, I keep seeing D, so I want to say it's almost like a Dylan or Dolan. I say Dolan. It's like a Dolan or, it could be Dolan or Donnie. So, but I feel like it's got a D name. Alexandra V. Hi, do you know, oh shit, almost got, Siri, I am not calling you Siri. Alexandra V. Oh, that's because I said Alexa. That's why. There it is. See, she turned on. I was like, why did she turn it on? Hi, do you know who I was in a past life? Alexandra V. Yes, I feel, depends. I mean, you've had several. I'm counting 17. There may be more than that, but I'm kind of counting 17. Interestingly enough, in one of your lives, you actually helped to construct a train, or you constructed the rail line. So you actually were part of this whole like process of like building the rails or the tracks across the country. But I don't think it was here. I think it was actually overseas in Germany, actually. So I feel like you were involved in constructing a rail line in Germany. You were male in that lifetime. Your name was like a I don't want to say it's Gustav, but it's like Gun, oh gosh, Gun, Gunstein. Gunstein. It's almost like Gunsti. I feel like it's got a name that's similar to that. Gunsti. That's the way I'm like pronouncing it. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting around that. But yeah, you were a male in that lifetime. Nadine, hi Fernie, do you know how many spirit guides I have? You have one spirit guide. Depends. Everybody's different. Some people have two. Some people have apparently five, but you have one. Her name is Mo- Moy Mona, Monna. I think it's like a Mona, like Mona Lisa, but Mona. Haley, hey Franny, do you have any messages from my dad? Thanks. Yeah. So I keep seeing like sprinkles on a cake. So I don't know if y'all got him a cake after his passing, or y'all got him a cake with sprinkles, or you got like a cupcake with little sprinkles. But I feel like I'm seeing like white with sprinkles. So I'm seeing something like that. He also keeps referencing. It's funny because he keeps making fun of like the Yogi Bear. So I don't know if there was a joke about being like a bear or Yogi Bear, or there's a joke about, like I said, talking like a bear or being like a bear, or there's something like that. 'Cause hey, 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 like I keep wanting to say that. So I feel like I want to say, hey, hey, hey. So he's making me say that from the Yogi Bear cartoons. So there's something there about that as well. He also keeps holding your hand. I don't know if there's a picture of y'all holding hands together, or you have a picture of you holding his hand, but he's showing me something like that as well. Okay. The 10th is also connected. So either the 10th of a month, like to 10th of any month, or October. Germ C3002. Jerry M. Hey, Fernster. Any messages from my spirit guide? I want you to do like writing or like media work. Like, if you ever want to do like a documentary or create like these mini little like clips of like something, or talking about something, or like doing like stories with people that matter, like if you ever want to do anything like that, or any kind of writing around that kind of vibe where you're sharing human stories, I think that that would be something incredible, and I think you would actually do really well with that. So just so you know, because they're almost showing me something like that. They're also this next year, you're gonna have to really put your foot down in dealing with males, because this next year you may have to deal with a bunch of different males from in different ways. Like, not it's not all the same thing like career, but different males who just kind of want to just underestimate you or just kind of not really acknowledge your own either intelligence or your own wisdom. So I feel like you're gonna have to get ready to punch because I feel like people need to be kind of educated on the fact that you are someone and you bring value, and if they don't see it, that's their problem. And when I mean punch, I don't mean going out and punching somebody. Unless somebody comes at you, then you can punch them. But I'm talking about like putting your foot down and like kind of popping them with that like that intelligence and that kind of like that strike a match. So I feel like you need to like be prepped to do that next year. Okay. Daniela Sanabria. Hi, Ferny. I applied for a new position within the company I worked for. I was just informed that my resume is being referred. Will I get the job? It's so weird because I want to say you're going to get a job because I see a switch for you in 2 months. So something is changing for you job wise in 2 months. And my assumption is you probably got a new job or you've gotten a new position. However, I feel like when you referring the application or referring the thing, I feel like it might get referred 2 times. So it's almost like there might be a first referral or a first person that gets it. Something happens and they can't keep up with it or they can't check in with you, and then they refer it again. So there may be something like that that comes up for you. Okay. But I'm leaning towards yes because I'm seeing a change for you in 2 months. So I'm thinking that you will get something that you can make that switch for. Tamara Forever. Hi, will Marlon and I have kids and marry each other, and when? It's funny. It's funny because sometimes when people ask questions, it's almost like you're not allowed to not agree with it. In this instance, what I will say is this. I think you have 6 months to work through any challenges or issues that may be there. If you can't work through the issues, then those issues are going to continue to cause you two to not be on the same page. So I think that those issues have to do with family. Or family or friends, like the way that things are handled between family and friends. So work on those issues for the next 6 months, get them lined up. And if you can get them lined up, I think there's a lot more positivity or potential there for you and Marlon to move forward. Um, right now I'm feeling like there's going to be an interruption to that. So I don't feel confident about that y'all be able to work through it, but I'm giving you 6 months. Like do 6 months worth of work and focus on how y'all are engaging or interacting with family stuff. And then after that, I think that at that point y'all can move forward. If y'all were going to have kids or y'all were going to stick together and have kids, I would say that any kind of marriage will probably happen in about 2 years and 7 months. Kids would be actually there would probably be a child before that time. So don't be surprised. And actually, yeah, I'm seeing baby energy around you. Be careful because early, not next year, but early 2022, there's baby energy around you, which could indicate a pregnancy or a baby situation. Okay. Hmm. Miriam M. Will I be successful pursuing a career in speech pathology? Yeah. It's pretty interesting you're saying speech pathology. I keep seeing what's it called? I almost see you studying language that has to do with cultures and how it is spoken across different cultures. I don't know if that's the same thing. I'm thinking it's something different. You're talking about something different. But what I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing you studying language and how it's spoken in different cultures and how the different cultures had to adapt their language because of conditions or circumstances. So there's something there that you might actually get into. So I would say, yes, you are going to go down some sort of path that has to do with language, but I don't know if it's exactly what you're talking about or this is going to be some deviation of that. But I still want to say that you're probably going to go in that direction. The MS Moore one. Hey, Fernie, looking to start my own business, not sure what direction to go. Do you see a successful business in my future, and what is it? Um, I do see something that could be. Oh, sorry guys. Long day. Y'all are at the end of my day, so y'all are always gonna y'all are probably gonna see me yawn like more often than not. I know people are like, well, that's so unprofessional. Or you're like, what? No, screw you. I had a long day and I did a lot of work today, and so this is the end of my day, so I get to yawn. So it's okay. Let me get back to the MS4. So, and I have to say that because my friend, she texted me this morning. She was like, I saw your live. You did great, but you look really tired. Take care of yourself. I'm like, well, yeah, I was tired. It was the end of my day. I had 12 appointments, and then I had like 10 e-readings, and then I had some editing work to do, sending out videos. I had stuff to do at home, and then I was doing a live. So yeah, that's a lot. So I'm gonna be tired when I show up on video, and that's okay. People can get over it. The MS more. So let me go back to you, sweetheart. The thing in early 2022, it's February of 2022. Um, this is gonna sound odd, but I keep seeing stuff like CBD oil, hemp, etc. And I also keep seeing like I feel like I'm lecturing or not lecturing, but I'm educating people, and then they're buying stuff or they're buying the brand. So there's something there that might show up as an opportunity for you in early of that year. I don't know if that's the one I'm sure that's not what you were wanting to do, but there's something like that that may come up for you around that time that you'll have an opportunity to get connected with. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so there's an opportunity that will show up for you. There's an Alex name that's going to be connected to that. It's also going to be 3 people. So there's 3 people that may be connected to this business. I don't think it's going to be like a partnership. It's going to be more like a collaboration or like working within an umbrella company, but you both have individually, like work individually, but you'll be able to kind of like coordinate or help each other out or be there for each other. So that comes up in that time. But Alex or Alexandra may be a name that's connected to that, okay? These are look, exactly the kind of question I tell y'all not to ask. What is coming my way? What are you asking me? Like, people think that I know everything and that I'm God and that I can see every single thing. Like, as soon as I get in a call with somebody, hey, I see your name is Rebecca Rosen and you're 73 years old. Your birthday is in May 7th. You have 17 kids. You have 5 dogs. You have two issues with your 13th disc in your, like, it doesn't work that way. I'm gonna need you to like be specific because when I tune in, it's not that specific, and it's not like I'm reading off of like a chart where everything is like bam, 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 bam. I wish it was that way. Oh my God, my life would be so much easier if that were the case. I would totally be like booming like that if that was the case. So re-ask your question, and I'll come looking for you. Kaylin, hey Ferny, do you see me and my family moving overseas? Also, do you see me getting a job within the next year? I do not see you moving overseas. I do see you moving into a different region or territory. So I do think you might move to a different city or a different state, but it's only like one state over or one city over. So it's almost like the city or the state over to you. That may happen in a couple of years, but I'm not really seeing an overseas move. Jennifer V. When will I meet the man I am supposed to be with in this life? So not everybody is meant to meet somebody. Not everybody will meet somebody. There are plenty of people who die single. I'm not saying that that's for you. I'm just putting that out there. So I don't want you to be like, what? What are you saying? Like, stop that. Stop. Put the phone down, girl. You're gonna break your phone. So I don't think. I think you need to do a couple of things first. I want you to kind of drop to the expectation, because I feel like you're expecting things from people that don't have the capacity to be that. So you need to be realistic with yourself and realistic with the people that you see. This is how people are. Drop the Disney mindset, the Disney movies. Drop any expectations for what you think love or real relationship should look like, because every person's relationship is different, and I've run into plenty of different types of relationships and plenty of relationships that work, and people, for somebody else, that kind of relationship wouldn't work, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing I need you to do is I kind of want you to work on your faith and on your spirituality, because I feel like you've lost your faith in God or in the universe or in people, and I think that your heart has been broken for a long time, and I think that your broken heart or your heart and just not having faith in people is a block, and it's keeping you from letting anybody into your life and into your heart. So you need to work on that. One of the best ways to do that is by building up your faith or finding something to believe in and then following through and sticking to that and trying to build up a sense of connection with that. With that being said, if you do nothing, I feel like you're going to yo-yo for 3 or 4 years, which means if you do nothing to change your energy, to improve or to help yourself be in a better place, I feel like for 3 or 4 years, you're going to be going back and forth, where you may meet people, but nothing's going to stick. And so you may feel like a yo-yo. Like, it's almost like meet somebody or you talk to somebody and then something happens and then you're like, this is why I don't want to talk to nobody. This is why I don't trust nobody because nobody's and like you go into that and what you're doing is in that moment you're spewing out tons of energy that supports that mindset, that state of being, and the universe is going to bring that right back to you. So you're only going to keep feeding yourself the same kind of experience. So you need to shift that. So what I would suggest you do is I suggest that you start to focus more on just not expecting too much from people when you meet them or connect with them. Just let them be however they are. And if they make mistakes, unless they have been abusive to you, they are psychotic, or they are obviously lying to you about a lot of things, you should give people a chance. Even if you're not 100% on board with them, or even if you're not 100% like as attracted to them as you want, or even if you don't feel like fireworks and sparks and all that other stuff, which is where I told you to drop that expectation. But I still want you to just like let it roll, because if you still go with it, I'm not saying you should settle into a like you should agree into like a 40-year commitment. I'm just saying like let it roll and see where it goes and let yourself have the experience, because what will happen is that can help to heal some of your resentment, some of your feelings of like I'm never going to find somebody. So you need to heal that. You need to work on that. And this will help you to do that. So that's the way to do that. But I do think that you will meet somebody. Did I answer that already? That you will meet somebody? Yeah, I think that you will have an opportunity. I keep seeing a hospital worker. So you might meet somebody who works for a hospital. The person's name may start with a T, like Trevor or Travis, or the hospital's name is Travis, and there may be they have, this is gonna sound funny. I think they like to do metal detecting. You know, like with a little beep, 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 and you go out and metal detect in the sand. I think they like to do metal detecting. They're kind of a nerd, so be prepared for that, okay? Lindsay Santos. Hi, Ferny. How are you? Any messages from my dad? What is he doing on the other side? Thank you. Yeah, he's putting like some fabric around you. So I don't know if you have a blanket or you have a shirt or something that you wear that is connected to him, but he's doing that. He also keeps showing me the number 4. So either the 4th of a month or 4 might be significant. He also keeps referencing Mama. No, Mimi or Memo. Memo or Mimi, or there's a woman there, or he's acknowledging the woman Mimi, Memo, Mama. It's got an MM, so it sounds like a grandma, like whenever they give grandmothers a name. But there's a reference there, so he's acknowledging that person as well. He is also referencing stars. So you might see shooting stars, or you may have experience with stars or glitter stars, and that's a symbol from him, okay? MEG, hey Fernie, is there anything from my grandpa or grandma? Yeah, they're showing me a picture of you, and I feel like you're a baby, and I feel like one of them is lifting you up, or they're like doing this to you, like they're bouncing you up. And there's a picture of you like this, and you've got like a crazy smile on your face, or you're like all like crazy looking. But there's a picture like this because they're referencing that. They're also acknowledging this, so there may be like a bracelet or something that goes around the wrist, like a watch. So there's something that goes around the wrist. Let me be connected to them. I'm also seeing the number 23, so either February the 3rd is significant, or the 23rd of a month might be significant as well. They're also, thank you, they're acknowledging your mom, so I think they want to acknowledge or reference your mom. I don't know if this is your mom's parents, or they're just wanting to connect with your mom or acknowledge your mama. So they're referencing her as well, and they're also doing this, like putting the mouth over the hand, which means I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or I wasn't able to say goodbye. So there's something there that they're making reference to, okay? Angelica happen. Thanks, Fernie, for reading my daughter yesterday. Is okay that he was cussing and being silly. Is okay. Does he have a message for me? Oh, it's perfectly okay. They can do whatever they want. I've had spirits. Let me tell you something. And first of all, let me tell you a message, and then I'm gonna tell you about my experiences with him. He keeps referencing. He's pointing to your heart. So I don't know if you're still heartbroken or you've been just really struggling with this broken heart, but he's acknowledging this because he's pointing to his heart. He also keeps referencing Archangel Michael. So I don't know if you have a special thing for Archangel Michael, or the name Michael's connected, or there's a special like Archangel Michael thing, but he's making reference to that as well. He also keeps Lulu or Lucy or Lulu or Lula or Lola. There's a name like that he's referencing. I don't know if it's someone alive or someone passed, but he's making that reference. So I want to say he's acknowledging that person. If they're passed, he's acknowledging that person. If they're alive, he's acknowledging that person. He also keeps showing me, I feel like he's taking me into the closet, and I feel like I'm seeing his clothes. So I don't know if you have some of his clothes in your closet, or there's something hanging that you have in his closet, but in your closet, but he's referencing that as well. He also says it's okay to change things around, or to change things. You don't have to always have things be the same. Like, you're good, you're good, you're good. So he's almost making it a point about that as well. Also, he's kissing you on the forehead. So I don't know if he had a habit of doing that, but he keeps kissing you on the forehead. If you ever have a dream of him kissing you on your forehead, that's what he's talking about. Okay. All right. Let me go back to what you're saying, cussing. So I have had the craziest spirits come through sometimes, and like they keep their personalities when they show up for me, because I'm connecting to that person that they were. So they show up as themselves for me. I know I've had mediums where, they don't connect with the personality. They're just like, your mother's here, she loves you, and she wishes you all the love in the world. But the person hated their mother, and I'm just like, and it's hard to believe that because they didn't have that relationship. So what I try to do is I ask them to be themselves, because I want to embody their personality, their persona. And I want them to come through as purely as they can, so that you can recognize them. And so that brings through a whole lot of different elements whenever I'm doing readings. And specifically, I remember one which made me crack up. I had a young girl. She wanted to connect to her father. Her father came through. And doing this work is very, there's a lot of pressure, because you don't know if what you say is gonna be offensive, or if you're going to say something that may be hurtful. So you have to be very mindful of what you're saying. And sometimes when I'm feeling this real big, strong push to say something in a certain way, I'm not always wanting to say it because of whatever's being shared. But in this particular instance, her dad came through, and he started acknowledging a bunch of different things. He did acknowledge that him and her mom were not on the same page, or they did not get along, and that there was a disconnect, or they just weren't together, which was true. They actually had divorced, so they weren't together. And then he told the daughter that he told her, I'm not in hell, I'm in heaven. And so she was like laughing, and she was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And I told her, I was like, look, I don't want to say this next thing, but I feel compelled to say it. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to be offensive. I said, what he said to her was, tell her I'm not in hell, I'm in heaven. You tell her that she can go fuck herself. That's pretty much what he said. And as soon as that came through, I was like, I don't think I should be saying this, but at the same time, I felt so compelled to say it. And so when I said it, she started cracking up and laughing her ass off, because she's like, that is my dad. And so she says, he and my mom hated each other. And after he died, she said, I hope he's rotten in hell. And so for him to come back in the reading and to tell her mother, tell her I'm in heaven, not in hell, and that she can go fuck herself. And so she just cracking up and laughed, because she was like, that's my dad. I know that's my dad. So, and I think she went on and told her mom that as well. And her mom was like her eyes were like, so yeah. So they come through with their personalities. I try to be respectful, but I also want to acknowledge and honor the person that they were. And people always want to think of spirits and heaven like this perfect acting place. And I'm just like, we as human beings are not perfect. And, being that way is not a heavenly state for us. Being human and having joyful experiences, that's heavenly for us. Why would we want to be robotic and have everything be perfectly matched up and everything? Why would we want to do that in heaven? That doesn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't want to be there if it's going to be like that. I would like the diversity. I would like the ability to have celebrations. There's a song by Enrique Iglesias. It's called Rhythm Divine. And at the end of the song, he's walking through the cloud, and it's like, all I need is a rhythm divine. And so he's walking through, and they're all it's almost like a Mardi Gras, but it's like the Mardi Gras Brazil, or South America. So they're all dancing, and they're all doing all this other thing, and there's fireworks and all. So they're having an incredible time and having this massive party. And when I think of heaven, that's what it looks like to me. It's like a celebratory event. Everybody's loving and connecting and just feeling the love. Not this I can't be this, I can't be that, I can't enjoy my beer, I love my beer. y'all, your concept of heaven, y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to like rework that, because y'all need to bring it back to reality. And there's actually different levels of heaven, and I've actually talked about this in one of my podcasts where I specifically go into detail about the levels of heaven. And I'm actually gonna make a video because I need to do a video as well. But there's different levels of heaven, and what I'm encountering, what I'm accessing and connecting to when I'm talking to them is they are basically lowering their vibration a little bit, and they're resuming their personality so that I can connect with them. So even though on a energetic state, it actually is just pure energy and pure love, but when they come down to that level, they connect to me in a way where I can understand and connect with the personality, so I can bring that through. So that's what I do. But hey, Ferny, CRZJDTH1. Hey, Ferny, any love relationships this year? I'm not really feeling it this year. I know, don't hate me. Don't hate me. I know I love you. I wish I could just snap my fingers and give you something in like a week. I would love that. But I think it might take a little while. Honestly, I think it might take quite a bit of time. I think that you might not see a real solid opportunity for a relationship in about a year and 7 months. So I think around that time, you might meet somebody and that may be a good connection. You're going to meet them through a job situation. So wherever you're working at the time, or whatever you're doing at the time, you're going to meet them through that process. Also, you might have an opportunity to get into something later this year. It might be someone by the name of like O, like the name starts with O. It's funny because I keep seeing Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, but I'm seeing an O. But I don't really trust this person, or I don't feel like they're really as genuine as they say they are, or there's some things that they may not tell you up front, and then when you find out, or when you're like, I'm like, I don't want. But just keep your eyes open. But that's an opportunity for a relationship. But I feel like you may be about a year and 7 months away from someone coming into your life that you might be able to connect with. The person's name starts with a K. They may even go by KK. They may go by the nickname KK. Marchus Unicorn. Hola, Ferny. How many spirit guides does my husband have? What is the name and gender? Thanks. I think he's got 2 guides. There's Ronald, or Ron, is the main guide. It's a male. The second guide is also a male. His name is Ja. It's almost like a sound. It doesn't even sound like a full name. I want to say it's like Ja. Ja. Like J. Ja. Ja. It sounds like that. So, but I feel like that's it. They're both male. If he's having experiences, or he's been seeing a female, it might actually be like a spirit or a loved one, and he just may not be recognizing that person, or he may be feeling that female energy. It may just be a loved one, and he just isn't recognizing or realizing that it's that person. Okay? Kathy Boncio. My sister really misses my dad. Does he have any messages for her? Yes. I am hearing happy birthday. So I don't know if he had a habit of singing happy birthday, but he wants me to sing it. I don't know if he couldn't sing, or there was trouble being able to keep going. But he wants me to sing it, so I have to sing it. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sister. Happy birthday to you. So he wants me to sing it. So I had to sing it because he was giving me grief over it. He also keeps referencing, I don't know if there's like a funny sticker or a funny, you know how some people, whenever they're like driving and there's funny bumper stickers in the back of the vehicle, I don't know if there's something that recently happened about a funny bumper sticker, or he had a funny bumper sticker, but there's something about a funny bumper sticker that he's making reference to. I also kept seeing UFOs or aliens, so I don't know where he was going with that. So there's a reference there as well. It's funny because I'm in New Mexico, so he's joking about me being here and like Area 51 and like aliens and UFOs, and I don't know if he was into that stuff, but he's almost like asking me about this stuff. So, or he's trying to tell me about this stuff, but he's almost like referencing this or acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging the video. So I don't know if you'll have a video of him where he, it's funny because I feel like I want to get emotional, but I feel like I don't know if he was being emotional in the video, or that, yeah, it was just a really tender moment where, like, you know how sometimes people, like dads and their daughters have like the dad and daughter dance or something like that? Like, he's showing me something like this. So there's a reference there as well. He also shows me 2 rings. So I don't know if y'all have 2 rings that are connected to him, or if y'all had 2 rings made or something split into 2, but he's referencing something like that as well. Okay. Yes, I know you want to get on here. You want to get on here? You want to say hi? Look, look. You want to say hi? No. Let's see. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Look, 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 look. No. Go. Okay. Let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Babies, kids. All right. So what else? What else? Oh, I'm like, what else? I'm like, duh. Hello. Philippa. Hi, Ferny. Darius's energy after I texted him today. Thank you. I feel distracted. So what I would say is he either wasn't paying a lot of attention, or he might have just been completely distracted on something else. I also feel almost a sense of like, the way I want to describe it is like serves her right. You know, it's almost like serves her right. So I don't know if you were accepting something or you were trying to like get some sort of validation from him. But I feel it's almost like, nope, like serves her right, you know, whatever. Like, she can handle, like she can cope with it the way she's gonna. And then I almost feel prideful, but I also feel distracted. Like I'm focusing on other things. So there's an energy around that I'm feeling there. I may be wrong, and I don't, you can't. You're gonna have to find out if I'm wrong, if he wasn't feeling that way or not. But that's the way I'm feeling. So I would say that's the way I'm feeling about the text message. Kelly Riley, beautiful kitty. Oh, she's my baby girl. She's my baby. Mama Cat is my where'd she go? Mama Cat is my favorite. And Diara is the one that's the moody one. She's always like, like she's always like that. And she runs like a dog. Like you can play fetch with her. Like she's kind of crazy, but she's always running around like she's a dog. So they all walk in front of me. I feel like I'm like the Lion King, and like they're like my pack. And so when I'm walking, they're all walking with me. It's almost like I feel like I'm this like crazy cat lady. Mm-hmm. Sonia Perez. Hi, Fernie. Any messages from my best friend, Creasy? Creasy? I don't even know if that's a male or female name, but I'm going to assume it's a female. I keep seeing a cross, so I don't know if you have a cross that is connected to them, or if there's a special cross thing. I almost feel like I feel like I'm seeing something that's blessed. You know, like sometimes people will go and get like rosaries blessed, or they'll have crosses that are blessed, or there's something special about it. So there's a reference there. Also referencing pictures in the car. So I don't know if y'all took pictures, like selfies in the vehicle, or you have a picture of them in the vehicle, but there's a reference to kind of like a selfie. I also keep feeling they're doing this, like, I want to see the nails. I want to see the nails. I want to see the nails. So they're almost doing this, and they're almost like showing me my nails. So they're referencing this, but I think they're talking about you. But I'm seeing this with the nails, so there's a reference there. I also keep seeing thank you. I don't know if you had a weird experience about a candle, or you have a candle dedicated to them, but I'm seeing a candle, so they're referencing that as well. They're also talking about birds and feathers, or like birds at the front door. So I don't know if you opened the door and there was a bird right there, or there was feathers like at the front door, or you were sitting at the front door and there was like a bird. There's something there about the front door and the bird. So there's a reference there as well. Also, there's a younger female that they're wanting to acknowledge, like a younger girl or younger female. It may not be like a child, it may be more like a young girl, like either like late teens, early 20s, like kind of around that age range. So they're referencing this girl and saying hello, and then I'm seeing the happy birthday sign. So I don't know if you have a younger female who just had a birthday, or they connected to a younger female that they're wanting to wish a happy birthday to, okay? Jennifer V, what you can do to restore your faith in spirituality is you can, I would suggest that you spend some time helping people who are in need, who are going to appreciate you. Because you need to feel that love and connection and bonding with other people. There's also a really great book that I would recommend you read. It's heavy reading, but it's totally worth it, and it will change your life. It really is a great book. It's called The Conversations with God series by Neil Donald Walsh. There's a movie, but it's not the same thing. The movie's just about how he made the movie, or what he did, what he went through to make that book. He was homeless. He was living in Houston for a while, but he was this homeless guy who went through a lot of a lot of suffering. But he also he's a very spiritual person. He's actually one of the most spiritual teachers that we have in the world today. But it's not a religious book, it's a spiritual book. And it's basically, he's like having a conversation with God. And he's like, I'm done. What the hell? What's the point of all of this? And he starts getting into this real nitty gritty conversation with God. And he starts getting God responding in his mind or in his head, the way that I connect whenever I'm talking to Aja. So it was an interesting book, and it will change your life, I'm telling you. But it's really heavy reading. It's not the easiest thing to read. AM Yang, hi Ferny, do you see when I'll get my fashion line started? I feel so frustrated with this. I think that yeah, when you said fashion line, immediately I pulled back my energy because I felt like you are more focused on the idea of like, I'm going to be a new brand. I'm going to be the next, like, Armani or this or that. And what I would say is, instead of focusing on creating a line where you can sell a bunch of stuff, because honestly, like, our trends as a country and as a people are changing, and people aren't going to be buying stuff the way that they were before, period. Not just because of finances, but just because people are getting away from the materialism. It's still going to be there, but you might be kind of swimming you might be swimming upstream right now. And I think that there's just not going to be enough there for you to kind of get it rolling off just by creating a line. Here's what I would recommend. I think you need to create looks and styles for people specifically. In other words, instead of creating something that you can duplicate and sell in like a store or online thing or whatever, I would say, like, for example, let's say my sister and she was going to get married. Assuming you were like a wedding designer, let's just assume that, right? Just so I can make my point. Then I would say, instead of trying to make a store full of wedding dresses, don't, and just make custom dresses for the person so that you can basically embody their personality, and it's a look that they're going for. And so you go through the process with them of designing this look, and then once you bring it together, then it's specifically for them. But they're essentially your sample, and they're going to go out into the world, and people are going to say, oh my God, where did you get this dress? And they're going to be like, oh, so-and-so made it for me. And then they'll send the person to you, and then you make that person a custom outfit or a custom look. So instead of creating a line, create a service where you create a look. So your brand is about creating looks for people that honor them and that fit their appearance. And I think you'll get it further along. And I would call it more like a makeup artist. There are makeup artists that create lines, but there are makeup artists also love just working on each person and working with them individually. That's what I would push you for, because I feel like that's going to get you further along, and I think people will appreciate you for that. DG official. Do you see any reaching out to me to reconcile our intimate relationship soon in the future? I think she's talking to her ex now, wondering if she's thinking of me. Yeah, I don't know if she can get pregnant or if she can have a baby, but there might be something going on around children or around a pregnancy. I don't know if it's her or if it's just the vibe that I'm seeing around her. I also would say that you probably need to get used to her not really being in the picture, because I feel like this may not really go back to what was there. I do think there may be communication, but it may be within the next like month or month and a half. Okay, I had a person put a review online, and they were like, you weren't very specific, and you were very general. And I was like, okay, and I was like, I actually try to avoid being general because I hate general readings. But they based it on the fact that I say may. Like, you may buy a car in about 3 months. And so because I said may, they're like, you're being too general. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I can't say will, because I can't make statements that something will happen for 2 reasons. One is, if I tell somebody your husband will such and such, and then that doesn't happen, then that may open me up to a liability issue or a lawsuit. So that's one. So it's a smart business move. Second thing is, I don't want to disempower people, because I believe that you can change the future. And if I tell somebody this will happen, be done. At that point, I've disempowered them and I've taken their power away. And at that point, they feel like they can't do anything else about it. You can still do whatever you want to do with your life and your future. You don't have to listen to me. Just because I said it doesn't mean that you have to follow along with that. So I have to say, I say may, because It may happen, and I could be wrong too. I mean, you have to take that into consideration. I'm not going to say this will happen and be cocky and arrogant like it's 100% accurate, because it's never 100% accurate. So I was just like, okay, girl, like I'm gonna need you. And I was like, what did it like? What? How general was I? Because I really don't like being general, and it was an e-reading. And I went back over, and I read it. I was like, girl, you are a fool, because I was very specific, and I was like, okay, girl, whatever. You believe what you want to believe. That's fine. I completely understand. Giving you a date and a time and a name and all that is general. Okay, thank you. But it's just funny how people, like, when you don't tell them what they want to hear, they sometimes will turn on you. And this is something that we deal with a lot in the psychic world, which is why some psychics are really bitchy, or they're like, they will like come at you if you start to like speak up to them. I try not to do that, because people can say whatever they want to say. I'll have a thought in my head, my little bubble in my head will be like, all right, bitch, whatever. But I'm going to be respectful, because I'm like, it's whatever. Like, you can say whatever you're saying. And sometimes just having the reaction and that thought is too much work and energy to just like, I need to prove you wrong, or I need to make it like, I need to like prove to you that I'm real. Like, no, you can have your opinion. You don't have to believe anything that I say. That's fine. Time will tell, and by that point, you probably will not like. No, I don't think so. So it's just funny. I know I'm going off on tangents, y'all. Sorry. Marley Torres. Hi, Ferny. I've been feeling so out of place at my job lately. Do you see a new job in the near future? And if yes, in what direction? Honestly, I think it might have to do with like the construction or the building of new bridges or new vehicle like passageways. I'm not saying you're going to be like a construction worker, but I feel like there's something that connects to that you may get into. What I'm reminded of is my cousin Monica. She used to work for like traffic control for like the city of Houston. So I'm reminded of that. So there may be something like that you end up getting connected to, or getting into. It might come up later this year. I would say either November. If it's not this November, it might be November of next year. Okay. Yvette Morales. Hi, Ferny. Graduating in August, so I want to know, how soon do you see me getting a job, and will it meet my needs financially? You might get a job, even though you're graduating in August, you might actually get a job by the end of July. So there may already be something lined up for you before you even graduate. I don't know. I feel like it definitely feels like it's in the industry of what you're going to be doing, but I feel like the position isn't right. So I don't know if it's just you getting experience, or you trying to prepare yourself for what you can do, but you might need to get like a 6-month training period, or a 6-month like experience period first. So it may be something like that. Okay. Xmas Eve Holly. I am a licensed nail technician, have done a lot of online education, and have put forth a ton of new disinfection and sterilization standards in place. Can you tell me how my business will go? Yes. You'll also get, interestingly enough, even though I think that will be good, but I also think you're going to expand into like the essential oil industry, or like some sort of a brand that has to do with essential oil. I also think that you'll go more into like also trying to get people to use holistic or safer products that may still do the job. So I feel like you're going to be doing that as well. So you may actually have a mix of things going on there. And you may also start to do more events, like you going to places, or you participating at like small venues or small places where there may be small groups of people. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all. I am beat, so I gotta go. I love you all, and I will see you next Wednesday on Facebook, same time. And so until then, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe, please. Okay. All right.